pharmacy, and phytochemistry, and have also published a book, Cultivation of Economic Medicinal Plants and Uses, and published 450 plus research articles. Currently working as a pharmacognosist in the Institute for Postgraduate Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, Jamnagar, Gujarat. Sir will be dealing with the topic field observation to microscopical identification of Ayurvedic drugs. Once again, we are deeply honored to welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir. Sir, please.
Hello.
Sir.
Good morning, everybody. Respected organizers and dear scholars. Today, we are going to study the taxonomy and its applications in the drug identification. Usually, we are having so many medicinal plants distributed all over the world. In that, the identification is the very big problem.
Sir, sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
Now it is clear?
Sir?
Now it is clear?
No, sir. Still breaking, sir.
I don't know what happened. Voice is clear, I think so.
It's somewhat breaking, sir. So,
Headphone. Okay, I will go through it. Hello? Hello?
sir?
Now it is okay?
Yes, sir. It is somewhat okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. Good morning, everybody. Respected organizers and dear scholars. Today we are going to share the slides of taxonomy and its applications in the drug identification. I am Dr. Arish, working as a pharmacognosist in the IPGT Direct, Gujarat Ayurveda University. Hello? Now it is.
Sorry for the inconvenience, participants. Sir will be joining us within few minutes. further section of Dravya Guna will be on 11/9/2020, that is on Friday. And tomorrow there will be a yoga session. So participants, please be stayed
Now it is
throughout.
okay? You're
Yes, sir.
clear?
Yes, sir. Now it is clear, sir.
Okay. I will go through that one.
Okay, sir.
Today we are going to study the taxonomy and its applications in the drug identification. In that, we are having so many thousands of plants in the world, but we are following a classification of organisms into a groups based on the similarities, structure, or origin, etc. In the taxonomy is the study of general principles of the scientific classification. Practice of classification of plants and animals according to their presumed natural relationship. This is naturally going on the plant systematics. Nomenclature. It is a kind of word which we are using identify any materials. In plant systematics, we are also using nomenclature, a system of words used to name the things or a particular discipline. It is called biological nomenclature. In that one, we are using in the books scientific methods, plant classification, that is called plant taxonomy. But while we are going into the field, it is very difficult to identify the plants. But we are using the field identification methods in the different methodology. Usually, in the taxonomy, we are using the Bentham and Hooker system of classification. In that, the plant usually kingdom divided into cryptogams and phylogams. That again, we are going to classify the classes like dicots, gymnosperms, and monocots. Once again, the dicots are classified into polypetale, gamopetale, monoclinical. These monocots are again we are going through the series. This already you have got the section in the session in the last session. I am not going through scientifically. The sir will teach all this classification systematically, but I am going to teach the plant identification in different ways. How? It is many ways which we are going through the field. Through the botanicals name, we are identify so many plants. Slide, you just slide it. Next slide, next slide, next slide. Not this one, I think so. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. No, actually, you are put a different uh, PPT. You just put the plant identification. You share the different PPT. ಅದರಿಂದ ಕಳಿಸಿ. Hmm? Hmm. ಇವ್ರೇ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಳಾಗೋದು.
Sorry for the inconvenience, sir. We'll be putting the PPT soon, sir.
Now you are seeing. Now you are seeing the PPT.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I will go through this one. This plant classification of organisms into the groups on the basis of similarities of structure or origin, etc. Taxonomy is the study of general principles of scientific classification, practice of classification of the plants and animals according to their presumed natural relationship. This nomenclature is the system of words used to name the things in a particular discipline. That is called biological nomenclature. Usually, we are going to through the scientific methods, that is plant classification, plant taxonomy. But we are using another method, that is field identification. In this one,
Sir?
no. I am
Sir,
showing you not this one, another one.
Okay, sir.
Not this one. In that, we are having only plant pictures, not this one.
It's okay, I'll show you.
I will show through my laptop, otherwise.
Okay, sir.
Now you are seeing this slide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if we get, we'll put it, sir. So please continue, sir.
Okay. This type of classification is very useful in the field, but we are usually go through the Bentham and Hooker system of classification. You already taken the session of plant kingdom. It is divided into cryptogamia and phanerogamia. That is divided into dicots, gymnosperms, and monocots. But it is very difficult in the identification in the field. But I am using the different ways in the plant identification of medicinal plants in the field. How? It is many ways. It is naming the genus, species, and through the diseases, through the smell, through the taste, like that we are using in the different methods. Among that one, you know that the Kakamachi, Solanum nigrum, Nigrum means the black fruit. So by that fruit itself, we can identify that as Solanum nigrum, Kakamachi. Then Cyclia peltata, usually you know that one. The leaves are peltate shaped leaves. By that only we can identify Cyclia peltata. These botanical names are very particular and very systematically they are organized. Like that, Bala, Sida cordifolia. Cordifolia meaning the cordate shaped leaves which having, that is a Seda, Bala, the original Bala, Seda cordifolia. Whereas Champaka, Plumeria alba. Alba means white flowered bearing plants, that is Plumeria alba. It is very easy to identify. Chitraka also, we are having three different colors of Chitraka in the field, but usually we are using Plumbago rosea. Rosea means red colored flower. Plumbago xylonica means white flower. Plumbago capensis means blue colored flowers. Like that, the Bhringaraja, it's a very well-known plant. Eclipta alba. Alba means white flowered plant which bears purpurea. It's having Sharapunka, you know that one. Purpurea means the pinkish flowers, Teprosia purpurea. Like that, the Guduchi Giloi, that is Tinospora cardifolia, Tinospora cardifolia. Cardifolia meaning the cordate shaped leaves that we can identify very easily in the field. Like that, you know Parijata, beautiful name, the botanical name which come across, Nyctanthus arboterastris. See the botanical name, Nyctanthus means the evening flowers will open, it will see upwards in the night, in the morning it will fall down. That is called Parijata. Very systematically the botanical name which is given to Parijata, Nyctanthus arboterastris. Like that, Nymphia alba. Alba means white, that is Kamal. Like that, Nymphia rosea. Rosea means pink colored. Like that, once again, the Ginkgo biloba. You know that this is very usually in market we are getting Ginkgo, the product. It is a living fossil. Biloba means these are bilobed. It is very systematically we can identify in the field Ginkgo biloba. Then Thievesia neerifolia. Thievesia usually we can come across as a garden plant and also the medicinal plants. Thievesia neerifolia. Neerifolia meaning the very sickle shaped simple leaves by itself we can identify it is Thievesia neerifolia. Like that, Hibiscus rosa sinensis Japa. Rosa means the pinkish or reddish flower, that is called Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Erythrina indica. Erythrin means red. Erythrin means red bearing flowers, that is Erythrina indica. And also this is Gloriosa superba Agnishika. Glorious. It is having a glorious flower and superb flower. It is belongs to the Liliaceae flower family. Gloriosa superba. Like that, you know the Bunimba, Andrographis paniculata. Andrographis paniculata. The flowers which bears in the panicles, then it is named as Andrographis paniculata. Whereas identifying this Bahunia species, it is very peculiar in nature. Bahinia purpurea. Purpurea means all the 5 petals which we are having the pinkish color. Whereas the Bahinia variegata, the 4 petals are pink, the remaining 1 petal it is tinged with dark pink color. We can differentiate both the plants by its morphology of flowers. Like that, Hijala or Samudraphala Barringtonia acutangula, the fruits which we are getting acute angled. By itself, we can identify Samudraphala or Hijala. Like that, Kokilaksha, a beautiful plant which we are come across in the field and we are using in the Ayurveda. Astracantha longifolia. See the name Astracantha. 8 spines along with Langifolia, lanceolate leaves along with 8 spines. That is called Astracantha langifolia. Another beautiful plant which we are using, Jyotishmati, Celastrus paniculata. Celastrus paniculata, panicle flower. Flower is usually in the panicles, and also we are getting fruits in the panicles. The botanical name which indicates that is Celastrus paniculata Jyotishmati. The Astishankala, you know very well, by its shape we can botanically identified as Sizes quadrangularis. Quadrangularis means 4-angled plant. That is Sizes quadrangularis, belongs to Vitaceae family. Another one is Capparis ephylla or Capparis decidia, mamira. This plant which we are getting, Capparis ephylla means the flowers which opens when the plant is leafless. The botanical name is beautifully they are quoting, that is Capparis ephylla. Another one is Carissa spinarum. Spinarum, the 2 spines which are bears on the either side of the flowering or stems. That is Carissa spinarum. Then Barangi, you know, very beautiful plant. Clerodendron suratensis. Suratensis, you just see the leaves, we can identify serrated leaves which gives a purple colored flowers. That is Barangi, we can belongs to the family Verbinaceae, Clerodendron suratensis. Whereas the Shankapushpi Girikarnika, this is also a controversial drug, but Girikarnika we can take it as a consideration. Clitoria tonaceae, the flower morphology indicates it botanical name Clitoria tonaceae. We can getting 2 to 3 different colors, the white, purple and pinkish flowers. Another one is Cassia auriculata. The botanical name which is name mentioned, Cassia auricula. Auricule means the ear. The ear-shaped structure which we are getting beneath the leaves, that is called Cassia auriculata. Sadabahar, you know very well, that is belongs to Apocynaceae member. Vincristine and vinblastine, which we are using in the medicine, belongs to Apocynaceae member. Catharanthus rosea, you have 2 varieties. Rosea means pinkish colored flowers we are getting. By itself, we can identify Catharanthus rosea. Another plant that is the Dioscorea bulbifera. This is the botanical name. You just see that structure, Varahikanda, we can call it as, that bears the bulbs in the unfortunate condition. Yes, this one slides. You slide it. Yes, yes. Dioscorea bulbifera. In unfortunate condition, this plant will bear the bulbils after when receiving the rainy season. These bulbils are shut down and they form a new plant that is called original Varahikanda Dioscorea bulbifera. Another beautiful plant that is Digitalis purpurea. Digitalis purpurea, a beautiful botanical name which has prescribed for that one. The flowers are purple color and these flowers are digitated by dark tinges, that is digits on the flower, that is called Digitalis purpurea. Tribulus terrestris, you know that it is very easily we can identify. The name which we indicates Tribulus terrestris. It is available on the terrestrial nature. Another plant is Rauwolfia tetraphylla. It is a substitute for Rauwolfia serpentina. Tetraphylla means four-leaved. On each node, we are getting four leaves. That is Rauwolfia tetraphylla. Sida retusa. This is also a substitute for Bala. Retused shaped leaves which we are getting. This belongs to Malvaceae family. Then Ipomea biloba. Biloba means like that Ginkgo biloba. This is also having lobed leaves in the structure. This is called Ginkgo biloba. Then the Ipomea digitata, very usually we can using in the preparations. The leaves are digitated. The leaves are digitated. The botanical name which are given for that one, Ipomea digitata. Digitated leaves of plant. Then another plant is Hardwickia binata. Binata means the leaves are completely dissected. One leaf is completely divided into two. That is called Hardwickia binata. Another, the great plant Polyalthia longifolia. Castodar, you know that, belongs to family Annonaceae. We are using as a substitute for the Saraka Ashoka. You just see the botanical name Polyalthia longifolia. Longifolia means the leaves are lengthy, lanceolate leaves, that is called Polyalthia longifolia. Then another Euphorbia multifida. Commonly they are calling it as Vajradanti. Euphorbia multifida. The leaves are multifid. Leaves are beautifully we can identify. The leaves are dissected like that multifid. The botanical name which are given that one, Euphorbia multifida. The very important plant, the Rubia cardifolia. Rubia cardifolia mangista belongs to family Rubiaceae. That is cardifolia means heart-shaped leaves. Once again, we came across Plumeria rubra. Rubra means the pinkish flowered, belongs to family Apocynaceae. This is also Vanachampaka we are calling as. Another vegetable plant, medicinal plants which we are getting, Lupha acutangula. Acutangula. Usually we can feel it can very easily identify itself by angles, acute angles, we can identify that plant in the field belongs to Cucurbitaceae. Another important plant, this is Millingtonia arborea, Akasha Mallika. You just see the botanical name, Millingtonia arborea or Arbutus. This flowers, this plant grows very highly. The flowers usually seeing the sky. That is the botanical name. Very beautifully they are given, Millingtonia arborea. Another plant, Biophytum sensitivum. See the botanical name, sensitivum. It means it is very sensitive. Lajjalu, you know that one, that is Namaskari. But this Biophytum sensitivum is Viparita Lajjalu. Viparita Lajjalu. When we touch this plant, the leaves are oppositely closed. It not fold inside, it will fold outside. That is called Viparita Lajjalu, Biophytum sensitivum. Very beautiful botanical name. By that itself we can identify. Then Haridru, another Rubiaceae family. Adena cardifolia belongs to family Rubiaceae, which we can use the bark and leaves. Then the another plant is the shark, Tectona grandis. You see the botanical name, Tectona grandis. Grandis matlab very large leaved, very large plant. But the name indicates Tectona grandis. Like that, another Verbenaceae members, the Vitex trifoliata, three-leaved plant that is called Vitex trifoliata, Nirgundi. In this also we can, so many variations, 3 leaves, 5 leaves, blue colored, Krishna variety, like that different varieties we are getting in the field itself. Another, the very beautiful plant using in the Schmularista, Premna corymbosa. It is also, we are using so many substitutes and adulterants for this one. Corymbosa means, see the flowers. Flowers are corymbose in nature. This corymb nature itself, we can identify it is Premna corymbosa. Most of the plants which we are using in the medicine belongs to the Verbenaceae, Fabaceae, like that. Another one is Paranthi, Ixora parviflora. You see this one, Paranthi belongs to family Verbenaceae. Ixora parviflora. Oranged scarlet flowers which botanically identified as Ixora parviflora. In the last slides, which I had came across this Chitraka. This is blue variety, Plumbago capensis. Capensis means blue colored Chitraka. It is Plumbaginaceae. Then Thylaparni, you know that belongs to family Meritaceae. Eucalyptus lanceolata. See the leaves, beautiful leaves which we are getting. Lanceolate leaves. That is the identification character. In that also so many variations are there. Citrodora is there. Eucalyptus citrodora. For differentiating for that only purpose, this is named as Eucalyptus lanceolata. Another Bulbophyllum nilagiriensis. See the plant which we are using botanically, it is named as Bulbophyllum. See the structure of that plant. Below that one we can absorb the bulb. Above that one we can absorb the leaf. Bulbophyllum. available in Nilgiri Hills. The beautiful name that he has kept, Bulbophyllum nilgiriensis. Cleum gynandra, Thilaparni, you can easily identify in the field itself. And Cleum pentaphylla, we can differentiate from these two from counting the leaves. Cleomaceae. See this, Bahinia acuminata. We can already differentiate 2-3 plants. Bahinia racemosa, Bahinia purpurea. This is Bahinia acuminata. Acuminata means white colored flower. Another Bahinia is there, that is yellow color, Bahinia tomentosa. By all these botanical names only we can identify the medicinal plants. Like that, another, the Tricatu ingredient, Piper nigrum. See the botanical name. Belongs to family Piperaceae. Nigrum means black colored fruits. Negro means black peoples. Like that, Piper nigrum. Very beautiful name. And also plant identification through its origin. You know, so many plants botanically identify. By origin itself, we can identify so many plants. And let us go through that one. See, Aristolochia indica, Ishwari. See, the origin is India. Aristolochia indica, beautiful name which we have kept. Like that, Argemone mexicana came from Mexico. For that beautiful name, Argemone mexicana. Like that, Ingudi Balanitis aegyptica. It came from Egypt. The botanical name Balanitis aegyptica. Like that, another Celosia argentiana. Celosia argentiana. The name indicates it is came from Argentina. See the well, Mandukaparni, Centella asiatica. Asian region is the origin of this Centella asiatica, belongs to family Apiaceae. Another, the beautiful plant, the Bovia Dillania indica. Origin is India, Bovia. Like that, the one more, the small arista plant, Desmodium gangeticum. Gangeticum means Gangetic, origin in the Gangetic plain, Desmodium gangeticum. Like that, the beautiful another plant, Mellotus philippinensis. Mellotus philippinensis Sinduri. Campylaka, which we can call it as, belongs to family Euphorbiaceae. Mellotus philippinensis, it is came from the Philippines. See, on the basis of some particular disease, we can identify so many beautiful medicinal plants. What are those? See this first plant, which belongs to a Poaceaceae member, Olorina antidysenterica, Kutecha. In this also we can having 2-3 varieties. Olorina antidysenterica, pubescens, Olorina Wrightia tinctorius, 3 Kutecha. Like this one is Olorina antidysenterica, used against dysentery. Like that, another important plant, Sorelia corellifolia. The name indicates it uses corellifolia. For that only purpose, the botanical name kept as Sorelia corellifolia belongs to the family Fabaceae. The great another medicinal plant, Withania somnifera. See the name Somenifera. For that only purpose we are using Vidhania Somenifera. Belongs to family Solanaceae. Like that, last we discussed the Rauwolfia tetraphylla. On the basis of 4 leaves, we can identify it is a Rauwolfia tetraphylla. But on the basis of disease, the Rauwolfia serpentina, using for the snake bite. This is also belongs to the family Apocynaceae. See another, the beautiful climber, Tylophora asthmatica. Botanical name, very particular itself, Swasavela. Swasavela. Tylophora asthmatica belongs to family Asclepiadaceae. This already we came. Tribulus terrestris. On the basis of its habitat, we can identify Tribulus terrestris. Only it is available in the ground nature. And also we can identify Tridax procumbens. By its habit itself, we can identify it is Tridax procumbens. Kesharaja belongs to family Asteraceae. See another beautiful prediction which I had came across. Lavali, you know that belongs to family Euphorbiaceae. You just taste it. It is acidic in nature. The botanical name which we given for that one, Philanthus acidus. While we are tasting that one, we are getting acidic in the mouth. Philanthus acidus. On the basis of odor, we can also identify so many rodents in the field, so many plants in the field. You just go through that one. Ferula asafoetida. See, this is not an Indian origin. Ferula asafoetida. Asafoetida means the different smell. Asophytid smell. Ingu, usually. Now it is not available in India. Usually the adulterants only we can get all over the India. I will tell you later on in the next classes how that is preparing and other things in India as a home industry. Another one is the beautiful plant, the Myristica fragrans. See the name, botanical name. By name itself, we are using Myristica fragrans Jatifalla. The kernels and the needles which we are using in the preparation of medicine, Myristicaceae, Myristica fragrans. Another one is Pideria foetida. Foetida. Foetid means the smell. That Gandha Prasarani, the beautiful name which we are called it as Gandha Prasarani, belongs to family Convolvulaceae. See, this is Rosa centrifolia or Rosa indica. It is origin in India. For that only purpose, we are given the name Rosa indica. Scholars, I have got the slides of this one. Scholars, hello?
Yes, sir.
You got the slides?
Yes, sir.
Are you happy?
Sure, sir. It was a wonderful section, sir.
Yeah, field itself, we can identify so many plants. If you are having the discussion session, I will go through that one.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. It was an enlightening section, sir. You made us clear that the morphology is not only the criteria for identification, you showed a broader view for the identification, sir. Beyond all those inconveniences, you showered the knowledge without any hindrance, sir. And from our side also, we apologize for the inconvenience today, sir.
No problem, no problem. Okay. Now it is not happening in the next session. It's very beautifully, nicely we can discuss in the next session. If is any queries and discussion, go through that one.
Sure, sir.
Any scholars which you wanted to discuss, we can discuss it.
Yes, sir. Participants can raise your queries in chat box.
Okay.
So there is a question, sir. So what about the meaning of the generic name?
Genera and species, it's a two splittings. Genera is a wide, species is particular. Plumbago is come under genera. Rosia, capensis and Zeylanica are species.
Okay, sir. So there is a question, sir. So can you please say more about the identification of plant through their smell, sir?
Smell.
Yes,
We are
sir.
having not usually go through the field. In the next session, we are going through the color, taste, odor of the particular raw drug powders. It is very particular in nature. In the next sessions, I will go through that one. How to identify the raw drugs and its powder by its odor, color, taste, touch. Okay?
Okay,
In the
sir.
next session, we can go through that. You get a lot of information.
Okay, sir.
Next. Is any queries?
So participants can
Yeah.
So there is a question, sir.
Okay.
Is there any other drug in Ayurveda to identify with color of the flower?
I had explained so many. Erythrina indica, erythrin color flowers, alba, white color flowers. Anywhere we can go through that colors, we can botanically identify it. Alba means white color flowers, erythrin means red color, purpurea means purple colors. Like that, on the basis of flowers, we can identify color of the flowers. We can identify so many plants. I had given examples. Go through the slides.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So, is there any way to find the phytoconstituent of the plant just by seeing or any other morphological characters, sir?
Phytoconstituents and the plant names, they are interconnected. This plant taxonomy and the pharmacognosy, the interconnected on the basis of morphology, taxonomy and its chemical constituents and their application on the biology. Biological means on the pharmacology, on the rats, we can perform the one plant as a medicinal plant. In the next session, on the basis of these chemical constituents also, we can go through so many different plants of identification.
Okay, sir. So there is a question, sir. Any reference giving the, there is any reference for the meaning of the botanical names?
Very clearly they are mentioned. One, I will tell you. You know Parijata, botanical name. Nectanthus arboterrestris. This botanical name, it is very clear that one. Nectanthus means the flowers are opening evening to night. Then it's facing the sky in the night itself. Terrestris. Then in the early morning, that flowers are fall down on the field. See the botanical name, Nectanthus arboterrestris. This is a very clear cut. They are mentioning the botanical name and its morphological evidences.
Okay, sir. So there is a question, sir. what are there are some exceptions of flower and plants which won't obey these rules?
Usually in the field itself, we can identify on the basis of their flowers, on the basis of flowers, on the basis of leaves, on the basis of fruits, seeds. In the field itself, we can't see the roots. So we can identify on the basis of only leaves, flowers, its morphology, whether it is herb, club, climber, and its morphological characters. After only we can came to the lab, the roots are identified. Anatomically, pharmacognostically, we can identify and also differentiate. In the field itself, it is very difficult on the basis of the root identification. Roots are inside the this one soil. For that only purpose, on the basis of external morphology, we can identify.
Okay, sir. So please explain about the importance of pharmacognosy in Ayurveda.
In the next session, you are very clear with that one. In this session, just had introduced how to identify the medicinal plants in the field itself. Pharmacognosy, it is meaning, pharma means, it is a combination of two words actually. It's a, according to Metcalfe and another great scientist, pharmacognosy, it is not only take the section C under the microscope. It is not a pharmacognosy job. Pharmacognosy defines that one, the origin, identification of its plant, its morphology, taxonomy, phytoconstituents, and its biological action is called pharmacognosy.
Thank you, sir. Sir, could you please tell us some more examples of terms related to indication of shapes?
Shapes.
Yes,
In
sir.
the later classes, I will explain so many plants. Okay, I will slide the shapes. I will share the slides, more slides with you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, there is a question, sir. Sir, can you please repeat the drug Dioscorea bulbifera?
Dioscorea bulbifera, Varahikanda, belongs to family Varahikanda. Dioscorea bulbifera. You see the botanical name bulbifera. Actually, in the unfortunate condition, in the heavy March-April condition, there is scarcity of water. And during that time, this Varahikanda, these plant bears very micro seeds, very small seeds. These seeds are not usually propagated by naturally. For that only purpose, they produce bulbils in the nodal region. Okay, these bulbils are called an individual plant. After March, April and May, whenever the rainy season will start, these raindrops or the force itself, these bulbils are detached from the plant and they growing as an individual plant, that is called bulbifera. Okay, Varahikanda. Like this, the propagation will continue in the Varahikanda. Otherwise, this bulbifera cultivation is very problem.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can you please explain these names, Clitoria ternatia and Premna corymbosa?
See, the botanical name Fabaceae family, usually you are getting this Clitoria ternatia. Flowers are Fabaceae in nature. All the flowers are which we are getting the standard petal, wing petal, and keel petal. But the botanical name which we are keeping Clitoria ternatia, the name which indicates a clitorius shape of that flowers. Okay.
Okay.
Then another plant, what you asked?
Premna
Premna
corymbosa.
corymbosa, Agnimantha, Corvinacea. Usually, this is also contradictions. So many plants we can use Clerodendron flammidis also, but Premna corymbosa. Corymbosa means it's a special type of inflorescence. In this one, what happens? The flowers will looking like umbrella. Corimbos shaped flowers. That is called Agnimantha.
Okay, sir. So could you please explain the meaning about Sorelia corifolia, Ixora parvifolia?
Sorelia corolifolia, you know the botanical name. Corolifolia means that is exactly which we are using on the skin diseases. Whereas Ixora parviflora means scarlet colored shaped, orange colored flowers which we are getting in Paranthi belongs to Cordyceps.
Okay, thank you, sir. So is there any interrelation with the aspect of sand season for the plants?
Once again, repeat.
So is there any interrelation with the aspects of sand season with the plants?
Yeah. You know, very great thing in the Ayurveda, the collection time and also the Desha, Kala and other thing. Each and every plants, they are having particular habitat and habitats. You see, Vidania somenifera, usually we are not getting in the Himalayan region. Like that, Tinospora sinensis, Tinospora cardifolia, Tinospora malabarica, three different types of guduchi. Among that one, Tinospora malabarica available only in the Tamil Nadu and Kerala region. It is not available in the Maharashtra, then Gujarat and upper ellipses.
Okay, sir.
Cleared?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. So please explain about the Nagakeshara.
Nagakesara, Mesophora guttiferaceae. Usually, this is also very important plant which we are Acrocarpus longifolia, Surapunnaga. Usually, we are using as a substitute. These Nagakesara, very fragrant flower. Among that one, these Kesara only detached from that plant we can using as a Nagakesara, Mesophora. Now it is not available. It is in the endangered condition. For that purpose, Acrocarpus longifolia or Canophyllum inophyllum are also using as a substitute for this one.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. In Ipomia digitata, what does the Ipomia mean, sir?
Hypomia usually water required plant. Digitata. Digitata means digitate leaf. One leaf is divided into 5 angles. That is called Hypomia digitata. Usually, Hypomia belongs to family Convolvulaceae. All the Hypomia belongs to Convolvulaceae, and also somewhat it requires water. And digitata means digitate leaves.
Okay, sir. Will the plant constituents will increase or decrease in seasonal variation, sir? Can you please explain that, sir?
See, one best example I will give you. Embellia rights. According to WHO guidelines, the embelline constituent it will comes around 6%. But in India, nobody observed, nobody identified original Embellia ripes. So usually, we are getting so many different plants in the name of Vidanga, Embellia gerium cotum, Embellia robusta, then Myrcin america, Myrcin indica. These we are not getting not more than 2%. Like that, the chemical constituents are increased or decreased by the soil constituents and external applications. the Ayurveda actually requires the natural plants, not introduced plants or induced. If we are going for the increase the embellin or increase in, this will not accept by the Ayurveda. This will variations is usually in the nature depending on the altitude, latitude, and the soil characters. Slightly it will vary, but the definite constituents are present in the plant itself.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. If plant has a large leaves, is it consumes more water? And if so, why? Is the question, sir.
See, usually the depending on the plant structure, each and every plant consume depending on their morphology. Herbs, they will take a little water. Climbers, some more water. Shrubs, some more water. Like the trees consume more water. Depending on the age of the plant and the structure of the plant, that will take the water. It is large leaves, it will not take the large quantities of water. It is not like that. How many requirement of that plant it will take. But the photosynthetic activity is more in the large leaves, because of photosynthesis activity we can observe more in large shaped leaves. It not consume more water, yeah, like that. Depending on their plant morphology, it requires the water and nutrition.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So, identification of these plants like Tribulus terrestris and Tridax procumbens, how it comes under the basis of disease, sir?
See, on the basis of their occupied Tribulus terrestris, anywhere you are observed like a shrub or tree, the name indicates, see, Tribulus terrestris. Only on the ground nature we can get that plant. It will not grow as a straight plant. Then the Tridax procumbens. Procumbens means straggling, and it is growing on the ground.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. On basis of habit, herbs, shrubs, or climbers tree, can we name the plants, sir?
Yeah. Not like that. On the basis of botanical name, we can identify it. On the basis of tree, on the basis of climber, not. I had not came across in the field. Particularly, I had came and observed from the field identification. It is very easy for this one. On the basis of herb, shrub, tree, on the basis of the habit we can identify it. On the basis of on the leaves morphology, flower morphology, flower color, its morphology, we have the fruit structure we can identify. Herb, shrub, club, shrubs, these are all the major groups which we are made to differentiate the morphology. Or we kept another group, shrubs we can kept another group, like that climbers, like the trees we can group the different regions.
Okay, sir. So, can we naming of Arenda, that is Ricinus communis, with reason, sir? There is any reason for naming Arenda, that is Ricinus communis, sir?
Arenda actually Ricinus communis, you know resinous. Resinous means oily content plant. Resinus cuminis. Resinous means oily along with fat, that fruits which you know that one. Resinus cuminis belongs to Euphorbiaceae, and also so many plants which we are Danti, Dravanti, we are also came across the same method. These are also resinous means resinous material which we are getting from that.
Okay, sir. So, can we relate? Can we find the actions of the particular plant just by its morphology or its by seeing its flowers or leaves? Can we predict the action of that plant, sir?
Action which I had already discussed, Holarina antidysenterica, Rauwolfia serpentina. On
Okay,
the
sir.
basis of that action, the botanical names are given.
Okay, sir. So, is any plant named according to their fruits and fluorescence, sir?
Inflorescence had Corymbosa had given, Clitoria tournacia had given, on the basis of color that Erythrina indica. These are all the based only on the flowers.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. How important is the plant morphology for Ayurvedic doctors, sir?
Whenever we are going through the systematic botany, the Ayurveda students are suffering for the identification. Those who are having continuous field visits, they can identify the primitive characters of the morphology of the plant. By that particular primitive character, we can identify the medicinal plants and the rod. Without knowing the fresh plant in the field itself, he will failure in the identification of raw drugs. This is the drawback of the scholars. Students continuously wanted to visit the field itself. Then only they will become to know that one, the differentiate between the each and every plant. Suppose example, I will tell you the Mimosa pudica and Biophytum sensitivum. You just go through the field itself and touch that plant. Mimosa pudica leaves are folding inside, whereas Biophytum sensitivum folding outside. Lajjalo, Viparita Lajjalo. A best example I will quote it.
Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful example, sir. So, please explain the meaning of Thevechia nerifolia and Andrographis paniculata.
Thevechia nerifolia. Nerifolia means a lengthy, simple leaf which we are having. Nerifolia. Very thin leaves which we can identify. Leaves are very crucial and also shining. Whereas another plant, what you asked?
And Andrographis paniculata.
Andrographis. See the chemicals in that one. Got it? Andrographolide, which we can use in the liver. Got it? The
Yes.
plant, it is named Andrographolide paniculata. Panicle means the flowers and fruits we can get in the panicles. See the chemistry and the morphology. The botanical name is Andrographis paniculata.
Okay, sir. So, can you please share some interesting research on medicinal plants conducted by you, sir?
Which we came across so many. It is already I had published more than 570 different articles. It is on the basis of single drug also, compound formulations also. It is very difficult to share the things. Anyhow, I will send it you in the PDF forums of the different single drug anatomy and other things. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So, can we interrelate the Vata, Pitta, Kapha with morphology, structure, and color of the plant?
See, these plants are, which we are going through that one, I will quote so many things. Vata, Pitta, Kapha, on the basis of their habitats, Kala, Desha, and also on the basis of this Pancha Mahabhuta. These are also take very important role on the identification of these plants. The application of these Pancha Mahabhuta, Vayu Mahabhuta plants are different, Agni Mahabhuta are different plants, Jala Mahabhuta is different plants. Like this also we can wonderfully identify it, but usually the taxonomist, pharmacognosists will not define that one. On the basis of the knowledge and the experience, I had got the taxonomy knowledge in my master level. After that one, I had got a wonderful aspects of Ayurveda. I had learned so many things and applications of these materials in the medicinal plants.
Thank you, sir. So how to identify Melotus philippinensis, sir?
This belongs to Euphorbiaceae family. Melotus philippinensis. Usually Euphorbiaceae family leaves are at the base. We can deep notches are there. Deep notches. Usually you can go through any Euphorbiaceae member. 2 dots are available on the leaf base, and also this plant is unisexual. Unisexual. Male flowers are available in the top region, female flowers are available in the base region. In the single flower bunch, by that itself we can identify Euphorbiaceae members.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So can we, the plant physical character, does it contribute in the property of the plant, sir?
Physical property means, see, some plants which we are using in the fresh condition, some plants usually we can use in the dry condition. Actually, when we are using this GCP, GLP methods, the physical properties, the hardness and the smoothness, some properties which we are lost in the dry condition, which we are larger quantity available in the fresh form also. This is slight variations in the physical properties.
Okay, sir. So why the neem trees are not growing in hilly regions, sir?
See, actually, the altitude and the latitude is very important from each and every plant. In the higher altitudes, we can't get these neems. When we are cultivating in that area, it will grow. Naturally, we are not getting this neem tree. Neem tree is desert plant which are available in the Karnataka, lower lands of Tamil Nadu and Kerala, not in the higher regions like Nilgiri Hills, Ooty. In that region, we can't get it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So for Hemidesmus indicus, Shariva, and an Echinocorpus plant is used as substituent. Will the phytoconstituents are really same, or only
See,
property is, sir?
see, Hemidesmus indica in India, you are getting in that name so many different kinds of plants. What you told, Echinocarpus fruticosa, Krishnasariva. Another great plant, Decalepis hamiltoniae. Decalepis hamiltoniae usually you are getting in the market. These two are belongs to Decalepis hamiltoniae and Echinocarpus fruticosa belongs to family Apocynaceae, whereas Sariva belongs to Periplacaceae. It is available usually in the red soils of this Western Ghats up to the Nilgiri, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. It is quite difficult to get these roots. Roots are very deeply go through that one. For that, difficult to excavate that one. Usually, this Decalepis hamiltoniae and Echinocarpus fruticosa, it is cultivated more than that Decalepis hamiltonia, cultivating for this purpose only. This Echinocarpus fruticosa roots are normally we are getting in the medium-sized tree, medium-sized climber. This is for this only purpose, to collection purpose, they are searching for different adult trends. But Sariva, usually in India, we are not putting. In Kerala and Tamil Nadu only we are getting some the original plants. In the other states, we are putting only this Echinocarpus fruitescens, the big roots which we are getting in all the pharmacies and Ayurveda.
Okay, so is that the phytoconstituent and the doshic effects are same, sir?
The
both
family
plants?
members which you more than that 60 to 70% of similar constituents apart from particular chemical constituents is not available in that one. The common chemical constituents are available in the family members. No problem, we can get it. The percentage will variation takes place.
Okay, sir. Sanskrit Namarupa have same name for many drugs. Example, Ushna for Pipali and Maricha, etc. Sir, please share your opinion in this, sir.
See, the Trikatu, Trifala, they are making as a combination very beautifully. See, all the three plants which we are getting, Trikatu, Pipali, Marij and Shunti, these are all Tikshna drugs. But usually these three plants contain tannin in that one. Whereas fruit itself, we can identify different constituents and these peoples are make a very beautiful combination like that Trikatu, Trifala, Valli Panchamula, Brahat Panchamula, like that the Sugandhi Trifala, like that they are making a different combination, not only on the basis of their mm, combination, they are based on the disease purpose and also based on the chemistry of itself. You see, if you are adding in the Trifala by removing Terminalia chabula, if you are adding any other fruit, it will changes the action and it changes its chemical constituent. For that only purpose in Ayurveda, they are made it as a combination, Trifala, Trikatu, Valli Panchamula, Brahat Panchamula, like that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So, what is the meaning of Cleome and Jnanandra?
Cleome, Tilaparni, which had came across, Gynandra, you know, Gynandro. This gynoecium is available above the flower, that is Cleome gynandra. Then Cleome pentaphylla means a five-leaved plant which you can identify as a Tilaparni. Gynandra means gynoecium, you know that one, that is a female part. It will came above the male part, that is called Cleome gynandra.
Okay, sir. So, in Ayurveda, we are studying paryayas, that is synonyms, in the basis for morphology.
Yeah, usually we came across so many paryayas and this one substitute pratinidhi. You can more or less we can give the name of pratinidhi is very good example for that. Pratinidhi we can see in spite of presence of myself, or somebody is came and present the slide itself, that is called pratinidhi. It is not original Arish, it is a pratinidhi. It will only the representation. I don't know, maybe it chemically is similar or not, or belongs to different family also.
Okay, sir. So, please give some important areas for research, especially for postgraduates.
In Ayurveda, in the field of plants, we can go through any different kind of experiments. See, on the basis of the single herbs, we can work out on that one. On the basis of this preparation of drugs, you know that one. On the basis of Pancha Mahabhuta application, on the basis of this preparation like that with bhavana, without bhavana, we can get a lot of results in that one. On the basis of see dioecious plants, male and female plants are different. Like one example I will give you, you just came across this Guduchi. Actually, we can getting two different plants, male Guduchi and female Guduchi. We conducted a very exact research on the PhD level. Female Guduchi is giving a very beautiful results as compared to the male Guduchi.
Okay, sir.
Like that, different ways which we wanted to find out. Nowadays, it is based on the action, based on the kala, desha, the collection time, and also collection area. It will give the different results. Usually, we wanted to interfere with our guides, and more and more you discuss the things, and new things will come out.
Okay, sir. So does any phytoconstituents of plants have desired effect on doshas in the body?
Yeah, definitely. Particularly the one plant or any plant belongs to the family wise. If you are taking, they're having a particular phytoconstituents. On the particular phytoconstituents only, you see tannin yielding plants which we are using in the respiratory problems. This is the best example.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It was really a knowledge-provoking session, sir. The further inquiries will be regarding the next session.
Okay, no problem. You can share any type of questions, raise any type of questions. I will with you. We are with you. My intention is spread the knowledge to the common and the particular Ayurveda scholars, research scholars, easy identification, easy go through the formulations. That is my intention. Adulterants, substitutes, pratinidhis, we came out of that problems, go through natural plants, natural availability, then only it will solve our problems.
Thank you, sir. So there is a final question, sir. How to differentiate male and female Guduchi?
Male Guduchi, we are not getting fruits. Female Guduchi, we can get tomato like small fruits. And leaves in male Guduchi, the petiole is bulges in the base itself. In female Guduchi, the petiole both side bulges takes place. That is the identification.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful section, sir.
Thank you.
Questions can also be texted to the WhatsApp number of IAS Ayush and will be answered in the next session.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Can you connect Ellen, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir. So
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, how is that session? It's
Yes,
okay?
sir, fine, sir. Fantastic, sir. Thanks a lot, sir, for your support.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Welcome. And good luck to scholars and you also.
Thank you,
Okay?
sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Fine. Welcome. Anyhow, I am closing the session.
Thank you, sir. So there is a few announcements. So Tejasri will be continuing.
There is an announcement for the participants. Some of the participants have been found sharing the Zoom link to the non-registered participants. If this practice is repeated, such participants will not be permitted to attend further classes. So we kindly request the participants not to share the meeting ID and password to non-registered participants. Thank you.
Thank you one and all for this session, and the next Dravya Guna session will be on Friday 11/9/2020, and the yoga session will be by tomorrow. Thank you one and all.